So this is a 2007 Jeep JK Wrangler, right? And it's a Rubicon, and it was originally bought by Kenny Hawk, like the Kenny Hawk of Pennsylvania, Hawk Customs, History Channel, TV show kind of guy, right? All right, so this is a Jeep that he bought, and then one of his employees, a guy named David Morgan, who became a friend of mine, bought this Jeep, kind of helped build it, customize it, did an amazing paint job on it. And, well, I have a whole backstory to it. But let me just tell you about the Jeep first, and then I'll tell you all about my story about this Jeep and with David, and even do an interview with David as well. But let me just run you through this Jeep real quick, all right? Let's ignore some of the bad, let's focus on the good, but it is missing bumpers. It's got an angry eye grille, right? I'll give you some hints, a little bit of the backstory. This was built for the show circuit between 2014, 2016 kind of era. So you got an idea of what they were going for, okay? Then we got a little bit of a fiberglass hood action, cowl induction kind of thing, little cowl action, not cowl induction, just cowl action. It's got a 4-inch BDS lift on it, Fox shocks, steer smart steering, okay? Stock JK wheels and tires that are actually leaking, running a little bit low on air. This is a Cargo Master Safari rack, okay? So they build this if you want to put one of their full racks on top. Then this is a catwalk, pretty cool item, and it has the steps right off the door. You can come up off of the ground, step on this, get on this catwalk, and maybe I'll demonstrate that at a later date. But that is that action. It's got some aftermarket mirrors with some LED lights in it. Has some. These were made, I believe, HID headlights or LED headlights. One of those headlight retrofit companies. Kind of got some cool stuff, touches to it. Under the hood, you got the Furious 3.8 liter. Not a lot of crazy stuff going on underneath there. It did have a snorkel, and that was cut and modified. We're gonna see what we're gonna do to bring that back. Busted windshield, little Nitto banner up in there. This Jeep was sponsored in Nitto's booth at Jeep Beach. It was in Steer Smart's booth at different times, and Kicker Audio as well. If you come down the side, this is my favorite part of the Jeep. This is what makes the Jeep. David Morgan is a phenomenal painter and airbrush artist, and what you're seeing here is not a wrap. This Jurassic World theme on Project Grimlock is 100% airbrushed. So all these details that you're seeing through here, all that in the background, all of this going on, this is all airbrushing, okay? It's hard to see kind of in the shade, but you'll see more of it, especially when we go to reveal it. But this is what makes it. It's basically a Jeep that was never wheeled, never built to be wheeled, although built strong enough to wheel, but always used as a show vehicle. And we're going to build it back as what I'm calling the Sema rig that wasn't. Now I'm going to get into that story a little bit more, but you just remember that this was a Sema rig that didn't quite make it to Sema, and we're going to try to bring it back to that quality. Got some stickers going on here, just your basic rear suspension. Now it's Dana 44 front and rear. It is Nitro Gear 513 gear ratio, factory E-lockers, missing front axle shafts, and we're not sure why. It's got nitro diff covers. It has a full cage. This is a, if I remember right, a Poison Spider cage. Maybe it's a Gen Right, but it's all welded in, full welding cage. He did some custom work. We'll get in closer to this later on, but did some custom fiberglass work, custom center console. The seats are cool. They're ballistic nylon. There's no head rest into them. I'll let Nicole zoom in on you and kind of show you. It's dirty in here and it's all kind of in pieces. No radio, just kind of needs cleaned out. Got some Quadratec shift knobs. This is a manual, so it is a 6-speed, 4-wheel drive, of course. And got Kicker Audio throughout, speaker-wise. Used to have a really cool sub setup at the back. So we've got corner armor on it, trail tails. We got just a missing plate here, no rear bumper. Hard tops painted. So as we come in the back, used to be a really cool audio system in here. That, no longer here, no back seat or anything like that. Some kind of cool work going through here. You know, maybe this is actually a river. I'll have to give you more info. Maybe this is a River Raider. River Raider's actually tagged in here, so maybe it's something Kenny built. That's Kenny Hawk's kind of a previous company, River Raider, and pretty cool. It does have hydro assist, has a redneck ram on it. So we've got some trick parts in the fact that it was built to run big tires. Now I know its heyday was running 40-inch mud claws. That's the Nitto, the mud tire, you know, and I was running those. And we've got some big plans for it. Just wanted to show you this rig, kind of walk you around it before we start our thing. Now, this isn't the end of this video. I want to give you the backstory, my backstory about it. I'm gonna go in my office and talk to you guys about that. And actually it'll be another day because I'm freezing cold. It's in day on Friday. And then I'm gonna get David in here. I want to talk to him a little bit. And then the next video you're gonna see is the process of us actually building this Jeep. And then the third video will be us displaying it and unveiling it. So this week is the first week of January, and our plan is to bring this Jeep to Caffeine and Octane, which is February the 6th in the morning, to unveil this thing. That's less than a month away. We got about 3 weeks. Not to mention I have a full 3 weeks in the shop. And then we're going to bring it to Scottles and Bottles, a Sweetwater brewery, after Caffeine and Octane ends on February 6th. So Caffeine and Octane goes to about 11 o'clock. Scottles and Bottles starts at 11. We're actually a vendor. We'll have a tent set up. And this guy will be in our booth, completely done, ready to go, ready to crawl and wheel, which we won't, and have it all shined up and in its former glory. So that is the idea of this video. Is it's a SEMA build that wasn't. We've already given ourselves the SEMA crunch to get this done for SEMA, which is going to be Caffeine, Octane, Scottles, and Bottles. Unveil it, make a video on it, show you who buys the thing, you know, that kind of deal, and get it sold and sent out. And hopefully maybe one of you guys are going to buy it, or someone else. But it's definitely, to me, it's a rolling piece of art with some really cool rock crawler parts in it, right? It's got a really good suspension. It's cool that it has a cage, some custom pieces for the interior, the redneck ram, the steer smart steering, and we're going to shine it up, give the old buckhead shoe shine, and take this thing to the next level. Let's see where it goes. Story time. So back in 2015, I worked for a company called Nitro Gear and Axle, and I did outside sales for Nitro Gear. And I used to do a lot of shows like Jeep Beach and all sorts of different events. Well, that's where I met David Morgan, the builder of Project Grimlock. And a couple weeks after Jeep Beach, he asked if perchance I was driving up to York for the All Jeep show. And I said, well, yeah, I happen to be going up there. He goes, can I get a ride with you? I need to pick up my Project Jeep. It's up in Pennsylvania. Or maybe it was in Maryland. Excuse me, it was in Maryland, but we were headed to Pennsylvania. I said, okay, perfect. I'll give you a ride up there. So I give him a ride up there, and he picks up his Jeep. Now, this Jeep was originally owned by a guy named Kenny Hawk. So Kenny built this Jeep. You may have heard of him. He's had a couple TV shows. He owns Hawk Customs. They have a product line. Used to own River Raider. Anyways, so Kenny builds this Jeep, and David was the airbrush artist on it. And he just did an amazing Jurassic World theme airbrush work on it. And I mean, David is an artist and a builder, and this Jeep is just a rolling piece of art to me. And it's what, you know, kind of attracted me to it. A two-door 2008 JK has only a certain amount of value, but the story behind this Jeep and the artwork that is on it is really what attracts me to this vehicle. Now, I love a two-door Jeep. It just looks classic to me, but the way he's done this Jeep and the heritage it has really made me want to build this Jeep. So David came to me, you know, about a month ago or so and said, hey, I'm thinking about selling my Jeep. I know you've always liked it. I know you're the one who can build it back up. Would you be interested in buying it? I went and looked at it. It was in rough state. But I used to see this Jeep at the Kicker booth and the Nitto booth at all these different shows. And I know at one point it was planned to go to SEMA with Steer Smarts. And, well, SEMA got closed. And during this time, David was doing work for some big names, including Disney. And when COVID hit,
he got laid off from a lot of those jobs, including the Disney job that he had that was paying him good money. He was building his Jeep back up, getting it ready for SEMA, and wanted to show off his amazing airbrush work. And, well, what ended up happening was he ended up parting it out just to get by. And, bumpers, fenders, wheels, tires, things got sold as time went by. And David had in his mind that he would build back this Jeep. As time went on, he planned to, build it back better and take it back to SEMA, or take it to SEMA and get back on the show circuit with it in the future. And as this dream started to fade, a realization came along that he was going to have to sell this Jeep to maybe start over in life, and that's exactly what he did. So he sold me this Jeep, and he said, I know you're probably going to flip it or something like that and sell it, but what are your plans? And I said, what I'd like to do is film a video and tell your story and tell the story of this Jeep, and I'd also like to build it into something that would be worthy of going to SEMA. Now, if it goes to SEMA, that would be great, but that has nothing to do with me, because my goals and intention is just to build the Jeep back up to its former glory. So make sure the paint's in top quality. It had no bumpers, so we're putting bumpers on it. It had no fenders, we're putting fenders on it. Has no front ring and pinion, no axle shafts. He had some issues with the ring and pinion, so we're going to have to rebuild all of that. The new front locker. It needs tires, it needs wheels, all sorts of work. The interior's all apart. So we're going to bring this thing back to show quality and then put it up for sale. Now, I have a very small timeline, so it's going to be kind of like a SEMA crunch, but we're trying to show it off, at least in some form, at Scottles and Bottles, which is February 6th at Sweetwater Brewery. So it may not be perfect by the time it gets there. We'd like it to be, but we would like to have it built in a way that we can sort of start to get the buzz out about it and show how amazing this Jeep is and how it is a piece of rolling art. And with Jurassic World coming out this year, it's kind of a nice pop culture thing. But the reason I wanted to film this section is just knowing David for as long as I have and knowing this Jeep, I know that it just draws in a crowd when people see it, because of when they realize it's not a wrap and that it's airbrushed and this is all hand done. They really see how much care has been given, how much talent it took to make such an amazing piece of art. So we're going to do our due diligence and put a lot into it and bring it back and then hopefully sell it to the right person. But for me, just traveling around and going to the shows, it kind of brings back some nostalgia. I did 3 years of working for manufacturers, doing shows like Jeep Beach and SEMA, going out to the Rubicon, doing shows in Louisville, Indiana. Sorry guys, got a little interrupted there. Had a customer walk in. I'm sitting in the office here at my shop, Blackberry Off-Road. Anyways, the point I want to get to is this is a special Jeep. It's a special project to me. And I'm really excited to get it built and get it out to the public to see again in all of its glory and get it restored. And what we're hoping to do is also get some interviews and show David it kind of revealed and what it's looking like at the end. So love to get some stories from him on our final video, show who it goes to, and just track it along the way. So when you see this video, the following week I'll put a video of us going through the build process, and then hopefully the following week from that you'll be seeing it unveiled at Scottles and Bottles, and it'll probably be a week after Scottles. So if you want to go out and see it at Scottles and Bottles, Sweetwater Brewery, we have a booth set up there, kind of whatever form, hopefully drivable and looking good. We're going to try to get it out there for that. If not, we'll still be there in something else and we'll display this somewhere else, but that's our goal. We're pushing for that, and hope you guys enjoy the build process. I'm Jeep and Bubba. Thanks for watching this. Eat your prunes, and we'll be seeing you.